Alright guys, welcome back to this MineZ series. My name is unkillable.modding, and I am, as you can see, climbing a mountain now. Still here with SoulJerman, and yeah, he
Well,
figured he had an idea to spice things up a little bit with the commentary, because this is just like Daisy and Warzy, a lot of boring walking.
all right, you guys. So, first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a creepy pasta, and like every other creepy pasta, it's basically bullshit. But I know some people don't believe it, and they really know the truth, which is funny because it's just fun. And besides, yeah, either way, you guys are not a screamer, and if you make screamers, I fucking hate you. Um, Anyways, so yeah, just keep in mind the story isn't real. I'll just basically just read you the story just to line up the mood for the War Z. Anyways, so we have our story begins with a player who was a sophomore at college. His friend gave him his old Nintendo 60 play to play video games. He was pretty excited how he lived his old memories with these old games from his youth. It came with a yellow controller and a pretty crappy copy of Super Smash Brothers. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until he became bored of beating up level 9 computer players. Anyways, that weekend he decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up a local garage sales. Now the player, let's just refer right now, college student, the student bought a bunch of games from old uh, garage sales, but there was one garage sale that kind of intrigued him for some reason. He didn't know why, but I guess it did. And when he went to this house, he saw that it was a rather weird copy of Majora's Mask, and an old man gave him to it. Now, I'll say right now, you guys, if any or at all, an old man offers you something, you kind of want to reject it. I mean, come on, what the fuck? Especially a video game. Anyways, as I was saying, this old man gave him this copy of Majora's Mask that was a cartridge and it had on permanent marker that said Majora's Mask. He bought it, and when he gave him away, he glanced over. So when he went back, he put in the cartridge in Nintendo 64 and was rather shocked that it actually worked. So when he started playing, something odd happened. He sorry about that. Anyways, so when he opened up the game, it said a file that was simply named Ben. So he deleted the file Ben and started playing. Now, when before he deleted Ben, he he noticed that Ben's save file had well, he was almost done with the game. He had 3/4 remains of the bosses, and he was on day 3 by the Stone Tower Temple. The odd thing was is that when he started the game and made the new save file called Link, the computer players kept calling him Link or nothing really. So he deleted Ben. Therefore, he deleted Ben, and he thought the glitch would get away. But somehow, instead of doing that, he something just didn't call him by anything. He didn't call him by Link or Ben. So he kind of got creeped out by it a little bit, but he just ignored it. So when he finally got past the Woodfall Temple, yeah, he attempted the fourth day glitch. And if you don't know what that is, just Google it real fast. And basically, what happens is that it's just when on the 0 day, you have to look up on the telescope, and you get a fourth day, and you get an extra day basically. So odd thing was when he pressed B to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, he found himself in the Majora's boss fight room at the end of the game. The trivia box arena. Yeah, staring at the Skull Kid hovering above him. There was no sound, just him floating in the air above him, and the background music, which was the regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately, the players' palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, and no matter where the player went, Skull Kid would always be facing him, uh, looking at him. He would not say anything though. After 60 seconds, it went around for 60 seconds. He thought the game was bugged or something, but he was beginning to doubt that very much. He was about to reach for the reset button when the text on his screen appeared. You're not sure why, but you had a reservation. Ooh. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get the room key from Andrew at the Stockpot Inn. But why was it playing there? The the player or he refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate to him. It's kind of navigating the room again, checking to see
I just
if
died.
that was that sucks. You
Alright.
gonna do it again?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that ended badly. So, yeah, he'll just pick up where he left off, and I'll just keep going, I guess.
So we left off where he just started navigating the room again, right? Yeah. So, anyways, testing to see that if it was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. Then I realized how stupid I was. So to even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen, and again, like the first one, It already was a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple boss. Yes. No. The player paused for a second, contemplating what he should press, and how the game would react. When he realized that he couldn't say no, taking a deep breath, he pressed yes. Ah, that son of a bitch. With the words "Dawn of a New Day" appeared on his TV with the subtext lines beneath it, where he was ported to fill him with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear he had ever experienced. Dun dun dun. The only way he could describe it was the way that he felt. The way he felt here, there is having this feeling of an inexplicable expression on a profound scale. He's not normally a depressed person, but the way he felt here was a feeling that he didn't even know knew existed. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over him. Anyways, when he had that experience, he ended up in this weird Twilight version of Clocktown. When he walked out, all the NPC players were gone and was filled with this feeling of an ominous feeling of someone was watching him. So he appeared in the same area as him that it was watching him. He had 4 hearts to his name and the hero's bow, but at this point, he wasn't even considered for the avatar. He felt that the his personality was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the song of healing. Well, it's not very scary, but ripped straight off the game itself, but played in reverse area. The music would get louder, building up, so as if you should expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did, and the constant loop began to wear on his mental state. Every now and then he would hear the laugh of the happy masked salesman in the background, just quiet enough so that if he wasn't sure it was hearing things or it was just loud enough to keep him determined to find him. So the only thing in the clock town was nothing to find. Nothing. Textures were missing. West Clock Town had him walking on air. The entire area felt broken, hopelessly broken. As the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, he remembered standing in the middle of the South Clock Town, realizing that he had never felt so alone in a video game before. As he walked through the ghost town, he didn't know whatever it was a combination of the out of place textures and the atmosphere, and the haunting melody, and the once peaceful and soothing song behind butchered and distorted. So, that kind of sucks. He tried leaving Clock Town, but every time he attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black, and I would just be in another part in Clock Town. He tried playing the ocarina. He wanted to he wanted to escape, not explain. and he did not want to be here. But every time he tried playing the Song of Time or the Song of Soaring, it would say, "Your notes echo far, but nothing happens." By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want him to leave, but he had no idea why it was keeping him here inside the buildings. He felt that it was just too invulnerable there to whatever he was terrified of. Idea of drowning himself at the laundry pool. Jesus. So he tries to find an escape plan. All right, cool. So he could spawn somewhere else in the place. As he zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy masked salesman smiling at him. Not Link, him, with the Skull Kid scream playing in the background. And when the screen returned, he was staring at the Link statue from playing the Song of Elegy of Emptiness in the stone tower. Damn, that's pretty creepy. Anyway, so he screamed as the thing just stared back at him with that haunting facial expression. He turned around and ran out and back into the South Clock Tower. And to his horror, the statue followed him, and the only way he could compare this is like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind him. It was like the thing was chasing me. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics, and but not even once did he thought of turning off the console occur to him at all. The idea. He doesn't know why, but he was just so wrapped into it. The terror felt so real. So how much time do we have?
I have no idea. I know I just died and respawned. And I'm now in the settlement, so I might just go ahead and cut it off here and then continue it, because I found like 6 or 7 guys around here. And a couple guys just got murdered, so I'm just gonna...
This is where our story ends, everyone. So if you want to listen to the rest, just look it up on Creepypasta. And if you want to watch a video of it and think it's screamers, then just mute your audio, and put like Gangnam Style in the background. See? Problem solved. Anyways, see you guys later.
I think Minecraft style would be more appropriate, unless you're at Minecon and you can't stand it anymore. But yeah, that's it for this one. Likes and favorites always appreciated. Subscribe to see some more, and we'll see you guys back here again soon.